Okay, this week is the first two of 4 embrace moves. I just call them embrace move 1 and 2. So from single whip, you're going to shift back and the palms go up to embrace the moon. And then keep the arms nice and round. And then the weight goes forward and the right hand drops up on top of the left. So you don't have to move your feet for these two. So this is a really nice little Qigong sequence, and you can just repeat it as much as you like. You don't have to move your feet. So that's kind of nice. So you can inhale, X, in, X, and you got all the expansion and contraction you need. But that's kind of the therapeutic end. The martial end. Let's see, what should we do? Yeah, maybe this angle's good. Yeah. So I started into my single whip from last time, and I've got a guy here and Scott back here. We're going to deal with Scott first. So what's going to happen, he's just going to grab this arm. And from the grab, this is what we're going to look at. Use both hands. So what you have to do is neutralize his grab. So to do that, the best way is to drop it into your hip. And in this case, we're going to move our weight to help us drop this shoulder into this right hip. Now, if I don't do that, he's got leverage on me. See that? But by dropping into my hip, his leverage, I drop his leverage back down to him instead. And then this goes right up to his eyes. So these two things help a lot with this getting rid of his attack, so to speak, is that. See it? And the more if you drop down and he pushes hard, you can pop him out with it. Just his own force is pushing him out. So that's the real beauty of that. It's that, just to get him off like that. Same for a punch. If he punches, you're just looking at that kind of block and go right across the elbow to the eye. The elbow will show you the eye. So you're aiming for his eyes. If he hooks with the other hand, it works fine. You just block straight across the elbow again, and maybe you'd want to do that. But you'll start to see the next, why you have this right after in inside hook. If he grabs me around the waist, you're going to drop the elbow right into his neck. Right here. And then you just kind of push his head away that way as your weight goes into the right. So you're kind of doing that. So you have to drop your elbow a little more because he's down there. Right. You can try to get the elbow to do this first. Just on the back of his neck. And then push it in. If you're worried about it. That all works fine. Let's see. So that's pretty good. Let's try the next one. So from there, we've got Scott, and he's holding on with both hands again. And I tried to do this, couldn't do it. So what I can do is try to just drag him over here. See how that works? So if I just can't, he's just too strong. So when I feel his resistance, I let him have my arm and I shift and move the arm in a circle. So if I've got another guy over here, Aaron, thanks. And Aaron grabs me on this side. Well, yeah. So now I've got two guys grabbing me. You can see it, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm in big trouble, right? So first thing I got to do is deal with Scott, because I know Scott's stronger. So the best way is to get him right onto Aaron. See that? And now I got my right hand free, so now I can do this with Aaron. Any number of things. If I get the arm, I just compress it. That's what the form does. It compresses it. Okay, so that's the transition I wanted to show that. Okay, thank you. Now I have to show a little bit more about this low. So this is, I call this number 1, this number 2. So number 1 is big, number 2 is small in terms of Embrace the Moon. So with Embrace the Moon, you're going to drop this shoulder into this hip and turn this left palm up. And that should expose his elbow. Now if you want to wrap around the arm, you're going to get a nice lock this way. You're going to slip right under his wrist with this hand. See it? That gives me this lock. If he slips out of that, that's fine. You poke him. You break it this way. You're going to push him that way. And so that's the full circle. It's trying to move this way. This is our vertical circle. This changes to horizontal with the compression. So it has a little vertical going down. Okay? So that's on the double grab. And you can also just get with your partner and do this kind of drill. That's a nice little drill, and you can just practice with your partner this way, just on this low one, and really go on forever doing this kind of lock. You see it a lot in Aikido and other systems. So he punches me. So again, I'm at this juncture. There's my block. Go right across the elbow, and notice this now. So when I get the hand, I'm not going to bother with the hand. I'm going to try to hit him with my elbow. So there's that elbow. So what you're trying to do is roll around to get this to come in. This can break here, also chop there. So this can come in this way, also on top. Depends on how he's punching. If he's punching high, I'm going to come under it. Punching low, I'll come on top. So on the inside hook, it works fine too. You're just going to hook this way and go right in for his throat with the elbow. The lock now is going to look like that. So you're going to take this and roll it across. Remember, he's got momentum with the punch. That one. So you take it. So that's kind of a throw with this one. Just remember to use your fingers. That's the big one. When he punches with the left, for example, you can just threaten him all the time with these fingers. This is really important. Use the fingers here. See? You get the hand, you can just compress it. So that's what I mean by using the fingers. Use them. Hands are open for a reason. So that's the grab. Punches. He's going to grab me around the waist. The same kind of idea, but with this one, what you're going to do is drop this on the other side of his head. So I'm going to loop around his arm and push his head and his arm together. As I do that, this hand is going to push under his armpit of his left. So I'm going to compress his head and push with my right. Compress, push. I'll do it again. This way. Yeah. So compress, push. See it? So I've got his arm. And you can actually choke him out with this one. With this lock here. It'll look like this. You get this, you just take the head and compress it right into his body, and you can choke him out like that. You're just compressing the carotid in the neck into his shoulder. Okay? Which one's worse? Yeah. So we don't move our feet. Our left foot's still forward. You see okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Better?
Yeah.
And for this one, all he has to do is, he's going to push too hard with that, and this is going to come straight out. Like that. So what happens, now there's a couple ways of doing this wrong. One is when he pushes, you just do that. So what you have to do is drop this pressure into your back foot and extend it with your left hand. That pressure going from here to there. So you're bouncing it from right hip to left hand. That's going to be the hard part, because you're going to want to do that, which means you lose his pressure and he gets his push. He can push with the other hand. So you're kind of in big doo-doo. So you don't want that. You want to go down into that hip and push him out with that. Clear? Yeah. Next one. Again, we're doing this push scenario, and he pushes too hard with his right arm. So what we're going to do is take the left arm and compress his elbow into your left hip, shift forward to your left foot, and push out with the right. See it? Very simple. So he pushes again, you just drop it. Stop. That's it. It's just stop. This is a throw and other system. You see it very clearly. Okay? Thank you.